What's up, guys?
Hey, how you guys doing?
There was a bit of a stir in the mariachi community just recently. So this particular video, everybody kind of had something to say about it. You know what I mean? So, of course, I'm talking about Mariachi Tumbado by Danny Felix. Now, I never heard about this guy until just recently when he put out the video and the song. So, I mean, for me, I was like, oh, cool. This looks kind of cool. Have you heard any Tumbado music at all?
Yeah, I've heard the guy that had beef with Pepe.
Nathanael Cano?
Yeah.
What'd you think about? I mean,
honestly, they're not bad songs, you know.
They're not.
But la letra sí es un poco like brusca, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like they're pretty direct with their lyrics.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's pretty blunt.
You know, it's drugs.
Yeah.
Like, girls, it's like okay.
That's the thing, though.
But the music is not bad.
Yeah.
Because like tiene imaginación.
It's its own thing. It's like
it's
legit its own thing. This particular video and song, I've already heard it. But it's funny because Victor hasn't. For him, it's going to be like his first time actually watching this.
I had no interest in clicking the link. Even watching the discussions. I've told you, like, discussions, like, people go at it.
With mariachi community, it doesn't matter what you do. There will always be a debate and someone's going to be more right than another person. I think that's just mariachi in general, though. Without further ado, keep in mind this is very late. Victor's way past Victor's bedtime.
It really is. That's the name of the song, Mariachi Tumbado?
Mariachi Tumbado.
Oh.
He looks clean. So like real quick, I don't know if you know so far, but like the mix is pretty badass. But you hear electric bass, you hear vihuela. I don't hear so much guitarrón.
Yeah, I don't hear very much guitarrón.
But you hear trumpets, violins. You hear everybody represented in the mariachi. It's a full on arrangement. Like somebody tried to actually write an arrangement for this.
I'm guessing it would be Carlos, no?
I mean, if it's Vargas, I would assume so. Whose kids are those?
Hey, that's not Vargas, though.
I just think it's funny that they have like kids playing.
Yeah, like no es el Vargas. You know, it's like wherever he's from. I guess they just got like a
casting call. They're like any kid that can hold a guitar. So far, it's shot very well. I'm not mad at it. Like when you don't know the parts. Sheesh.
Y es el Danny Felix con el Mariachi Vargas.
El traje no le queda.
Who, the main singer guy?
Yeah, it fits like mine. Like it's like loose and it's like all squared up. Like you can't see his body figure.
I don't know exactly who made his traje, but I mean, I'm sure it was just somebody.
It was like something from Mariachi Connection.
Yeah.
Which is what mine looks like.
Like that's what we use. So I can hear the vihuela pretty distinctly. And like he's not just doing your standard like boom chin chin boom
he's
chin
doing
chin.
With the requinto or whatever they use.
The 12 string.
Yeah,
the 12 string is what I like is that in the same way that the violins are doing their fills, like the 12 string is also coming in and actually doing like their own melodies and own incursions into every piece of the music. So like it's a cool little mix, you know what I mean? Like it's never quiet. Like there's something going on in every layer of this song. So I like that.
Which is what I think Tumbado is, no? There's always something going on.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, there's a singer in the back, like the 12 string is doing some fancy shit.
Yeah, basically.
And then even the bass is doing something.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like they're all doing something to like keep a type of como ambiente going on.
Right. Like no one ever takes a break in this type of music. Like everybody's like, no, play all the notes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So far, like I'm digging it.
Honestly, if I heard this without knowing que está el mariachi, I would have thought it was just Tumbado. But I can't hear much of the armonía or her bass.
Really?
To me,
if they did have the guitarrón player come out and actually record, they were like, "Te voy a apagar el micrófono," you know. So they brought it down a little bit.
¿Para qué lo grabo? Like,
yeah.
You know?
The vihuela isn't heard throughout the whole song, like all the time. Like you hear when he starts like adding manicos that are a little bit quicker. When he's adding those, like I hear those very distinctly. I mean, at the end of the day, this isn't a mariachi track. It's a tumbado type of music, this type of style. So I mean, obviously they're gonna cater more to the 12 string with the electric bass. You know what I mean? Like the inclusion of the mariachi just kind of adds to the aesthetic overall that he's trying to put here. Like, that's why he's dressed like one. I mean, his singing isn't mariachi. You know what I mean?
Sí, para nada.
It's completely its own thing.
It's more tumbado than
mariachi.
Yo no te hubiera conocido, pero el cálculo falló.
Oh, nice. You hear that part?
No.
It was like.
Oh, okay.
It's because I cater to my instrument, right? Like I play vihuela, so like I'm just like that's why I can almost say that I'm kind of biased because I'm listening for that. I guess for you, for guitarrón, it's like
there's nothing.
Ontas, güey.
So yeah.
Que lo tuyo era falta de atención.
All right.
¿Esto?
That's it. I mean, it's short, dude. Dude, rappers are putting out songs that are less than 2 minutes.
I'm not mad at it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I know right off, like I can tell right now, it's not my thing.
It's not your thing.
No. Like it sounds cool. Like
yeah.
Like I said, I don't think Tumbado is bad, but the lyrics are pretty toscas. You could be enjoying the track, but when you listen to the lyrics a little bit, you're just like, oh, it's still like, you know.
In a way, you wouldn't really hear that on a mariachi track. You know what I'm saying?
But, I mean, mariachi does talk about that. Pero lo despista.
It's not as direct. I guess.
Yeah, lo despista. Like they say
it
in a way that it makes you like think, you know, because mariachi songs talk a lot about like people dying or like people drinking, you know, people doing a lot of not bad things, but they don't address it like, no, se puso en pedo.
I see what you're saying. I mean? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
You know, a lot of José Alfredo songs are like that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Se sentía el ambiente muy cerquita del infierno, you know.
Yeah.
What do you think that means, you know, en una cantina?
Bro, if like one of these artists says that like now, that's pretty hard. You know what I mean? Like if someone just says that, what you just said, like cerquitas del infierno, like, there'll be parents with their kids like at the same time, like mariachi kids are playing this at a competition or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sones are very.
Yeah.
Know, una letra del sí que sí. Mujer que llega a los 30, guapa, vicios y sin mañas. Like, es mejor que se decida o le crecen telarañas.
I'm like, wait.
Yeah, you're like.
Run that shit back.
They say in a way that doesn't hurt.
Like you just read what's on the surface, right? But like there's so many layers to that you can like you could go into those lyrics and decipher them.
And here they're like, no, si we fuimos putas y, you know, like we smoked hasta que no nos acordamos.
Yeah,
like, okay,
but that's the thing. You can argue that's what like a lot of these songs are catered towards. I mean, like I'm not really a big fan of Tumbado music either. Like I've never been one to like jam to this, especially now, because this type of music is like the stuff that a lot of the youth right now is listening to. I mean, what was the last time you heard mariachi like being like the most popular, you know, genre in Mexico?
That's
I mean,
also true.
It's been a very long time. If you look at it from a mariachi standpoint, like was this wrong? There was this huge debate on why would Mariachi Vargas do this. I saw people put like, no, there's no way that this is actually Vargas. Heard this on the radio, I'd be listening and I'd be like, oh, that sounds like it has a trumpet. Oh, that sounds like it has a violin. Oh, that sounds like a vihuela. You know, like I would listen to it and I'd probably be jamming to it and I'd just appreciate the fact that they're adding those instruments to that type of music, because I'd be like, whoa, that's cool that you could fuse both of them.
The controversy too is mainly because it's Vargas, you know.
Vargas from like over 100 years ago.
Right, Vargas is one of the biggest influences in mariachi, if not the biggest.
The biggest influence.
You know, every recording you're gonna hear from like Miguel Azaves, José Alfredo, especially him. Any singer from like, I don't know, the 70s back or even 80s, 90s, because they've been recorded in the runs that, I don't know, like 80% of recordings in mariachi is El Vargas.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I think people are like, why would they do this, you know? At the same time, Vargas has a long history of doing this. Vargas has albums of them doing stuff with American songs. They've done the Star Wars track. They've done Beatles tracks.
The only thing that I've seen similar to this is think of banda music. Banda music is not necessarily like the type of music that matches what mariachis do, right? Mm-hmm. But they did a whole collab with Banda Recodo where they played Los Aguacates. Right. I think the biggest issue people have with this is because it's specifically tumbado music. Anytime a new music comes out, everybody loves like their own music, right? So they love that's why people are like, no, the best music was from the 60s, the best music was from the 70s, 80s, whatever.
Well, that's because it's the music they grew up with.
Exactly. That's why when they see something like this, they're like, yo, what the fuck is this? Like, why would you do this? You know what I mean?
It's a very old old argument. So I'm saying Gaspar Vargas, which was like the founder of Mariachi Vargas, had problems like accompanying like people like Jorge Negrete or Pedro Infante, because he didn't like putting in minor chords or like playing boleros, because to him mariachi was sones, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Which
So-
it kind of was. I mean, it was dance. I mean,
Right.
look at mariachi in general. It was made for dance.
Right,
You know
so
what I
at
mean?
the time, you know, like Silvestre was trying to move on, you know, with the times and trying to accompany the singers. He didn't stay long after that.
Yeah.
You know, with the times as it goes by, it's
Yeah.
the same argument but different.
Different circumstances.
Right.
People saying that it's mariachi's evolving into something completely different. Like, this isn't mariachi. I mean, nobody really said it's mariachi. Literally, this is just a collab, bro. Like,
Yeah.
is it just a guy that was probably like, you know, I love your type of music. I love the instrumentation. Like, hey, you guys want to come? We'll pay you. Bet. I mean, I'd be the same way. You know what I mean? I'm like, how much you gonna give me, bro? It never said, you know, this is specifically the direction that mariachi is headed. Look at mariachi in general. It evolved from like music that goes like for parties and dancing with ballet folclórico. I mean, who's the biggest artist popping in mariachi right now? Cristian Nodal.
Right.
Adios Amor comes out with this freaking banger, and now everybody wants that type of that's like everybody, dude.
Even though Tecalitlán recorded the last album with them, right?
Look at a couple years before that. What was the type of music that was popping in Mexico? Banda music. So what was Vargas doing? They were putting out an album that was full banda.
Right.
Oh, Nuevo Tecalitlán put out one that Canciones de Julián Álvarez.
Y fue así lo que comenzó en una noche de pasión.
Like all these different recordings that are banda specifically, Te Presumo, you know, all these banda tracks are coming out in mariachi arrangements. Why? Because I mean, at the same time, mariachi has to adapt, bro.
That's all they've been doing. Vargas sacó el de Penas, Desengaños y Amores.
Y llegaste tú como primavera en el frío invierno a mi corazón.
Yeah, that purple album.
Which has Y Llegaste Tú, it has Si No Te Hubiera Sido, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But it has Que Es El Buki, you know?
Yeah.
Everything they're playing, they're putting mariachi style in it.
Yeah.
I understand you don't like it,
Yeah.
but I don't think you should bash it, you know?
Yeah.
Because some people do you like it, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
I fuck with it.
I wouldn't jam to it, but I'm not mad at it.
It's all those comments that I see that it's like mariachi ain't shit anymore. Like they have to do stuff like this to stay relevant. I'm like, they've been doing this for years.
Yeah.
They have to. Mariachi would have died 50 years ago because I mean, do the same singers from today sound like Jose Alfredo, Jorge Negrete, Javier Solis?
Sadly, no.
They don't sound like that anymore. And not to say that like what you hear now is bad. Things are different, right?
Yeah.
Music or band or act has to do something different, right, in order to stay relevant, right? Or just to change your sound. You think that you'd be just as successful if you just heard the same type of ranchera over and over and over? How many times can you record, you know, a song like Los Laureles or this corrido or this ranchera? How many times can you record it until it just becomes the same recording as another group that played it? You have to add something different.
I'm sure, which is like a project, you know, they're like, hey, let's see where it goes. The video, the shots look good. I guess Vargas was busy to do the music video.
Yeah, that they're just a casting call in the village. Can you hold the guitar? No. Well, come on. You're in.
Like,
Yeah. If they're okay with it, why can't you? Who are we to say like what they should do?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm sure we've all played a song, a banda arrangement. We've all played a song in English. Like, we're not perfect. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So Mariachi Vargas does one Tumbado track and it's the end of the world. Maybe this genre isn't for you. For you, meaning us mariachis. It
Right.
probably wasn't for us. You know what I mean? This exposes a mariachi type of instrumentation to people who listen to Tumbado music. All they hear is, you know, the electric bass and the tuba or like the 12-string guitar and acoustic guitars. They probably put on this song, they listen to Danny Felix and they're like, yo, like, is that what is that? Is that like a violin? Is that a trumpet? Like, bro, that's tight. That makes Mariachi Vargas relevant to a new generation. Now, whether or not they follow mariachi after one recording, I doubt it. But
Yeah.
you introduced that to
But
a
I mean, they're
completely
there
different.
now, you know?
Yeah, you introduced Mariachi Vargas de Tecalitlán as a name to all these different audiences that you wouldn't have before. Because we're the only people listening to mariachi. Typically, us other mariachis, right? Mariachi makes up this small percentage of the world. You know what I
Right.
mean? But now you're going into a completely different genre. That's what you do, man. As an artist, you got to stay relevant. That's how we eat out here. What the fuck are we supposed to do? Oh. talón the rest of our lives. Whether it was Carlos Martinez, someone arranged this, you know.
Right.
Someone in Vargas' camp was like, we're going to actually try on here. And, you know, looks like they did. This was CharroReacts. Let us know if there's something else you want us to react to in the mariachi world. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys listen to music. Quit being a dick. Just listen to music. All right, we're going to go to sleep together.
Whoa.
I'll see you guys.
Oh my God, call the couch. Oh, yeah. Good night.